As the city of Liverpool begins to stir ahead of Valentine's Day, weekend love is already in the air, but in the boxing ring. On Saturday, March 28th, this proud old fight town will finally emerge from 2 decades in the shadows to climb back on top of British boxing. Hayemaker Promotions have penned 5 of the city's leading prospects, and in 5 weeks' time, they'll stage the first ever professional show at the new Liverpool ECHO Arena. Dodson, Matthews, Watson, McNally and Price, this is their story and the story of a city climbing back up off the canvas. Welcome to the countdown to the beatdown, round 1. It's 6 a.m. and while the city sleeps, former world champion Derry Matthews is already in the gym with his father figure and veteran trainer George Vaughan. After being crowned British Young Boxer of the Year in 2007, the Golden Boy's world came crashing down around him. Stoppage losses to Choi Sven Peru and Martin Lindsay have sent Matthews and his Vaughan family corner back to the drawing board. A featherweight since the age of 17, and now the 24-year-old is finally planning on growing into his skeletal 5'10" frame and move up to super featherweight by March 28th. He set his sights on the very best in the division already, and with the domestic title eliminator set for March 28th, he's planning on putting on one hell of a performance. Just a mile away, the scene couldn't be more tranquil. With love in the air, the table's already set at one of Liverpool's finest members' clubs. The flowers are laid and the champagne corks unwrapped, but the basement beats to the sound of a very different drum. Tony Dodson knows the solitude well. He's been there 1,000 times before. Having not lost the British super middleweight title in the ring, Dodson has never quite come to terms with life without the Lonsdale belt. On March 28th, he will challenge Ireland's Brian McGee for his old title belt in what he accepts could be his final chance at redemption.
You know, I'm just made up that I've got, you know, a hometown advantage, fighting for the best belt in the world in my eyes. You know, Brian McGee's not going to be no easy fight. He's ranked in the top 10 in the world by a few governing bodies. We've been around together for a long time, got nothing but respect for the guy. He's a role model professional. But come March 28th, mate, the title will be changing hands and it's going to be the new super middleweight champion, or once again the super middleweight champion of Britain. So you know, this is making the sacrifices now, getting ready to do all that. We've got 6 weeks before the fight and doing I've just done 30 sets at 20 kilometers an hour, 10-second rest in between. You know, come fight night, I'll be getting up to 40, maybe 50. That's like a Saturday session. It's a hard session. You know, I just got out of bed. It's a little bit of a shock to the system, but you know, I'm sure Brian McGee on 20th of March is going to give me a shock to the system, so I'm just getting myself prepared for that. But one thing that people are going to see in this fight is a different type of me. I just want to look good in front of my own fans, give them a show everybody the talent that I've always had and never come through with. You don't win 7 nationals, a junior Olympic gold medal, and numerous titles as a pro without you know, being one of the best in the world. And I truly believe 12 months time, mate, I'm going to be up there with the best in the world. I'm setting my sights on Brian McGee now. Think about Brian McGee and that's it, and I'll deal with the rest after it.
No division in Britain is as alive and competitive as the lightweight class right now, and naturally Liverpool has its own undefeated prospect ready to take them all on. On the outskirts of the city, John Watson prepares for his own title assault in 2009. On March 28th, he'll step up to 10 rounds for the first time in 9 successful starts against former English title holder Martin Gethin. The man from Walsall suffered just 1 defeat in 16 outings as a pro, when he was stopped in the penultimate round of his maiden title defence against Scott Lawton in December. And he admits to being shocked and surprised at being handed the Watson fight so early in the Scouser's career. But with expectations as big as his rowdy fan base, Watson's out to prove a point on March 28th. He wants to do a number on Gethin and land a shot at the British lightweight title. The new sensation, Captain Marvel, the Great White Hope. When it comes to ring nicknames, David Price is familiar with all of them, but then when you carry the dreams and expectations of an entire city, you get used to life under the spotlight. After winning bronze at the Olympic Games in Beijing, his hometowns waited with bated breath for Price to turn pro. With the bright lights of London 2012 on the horizon, many had argued that the Commonwealth Games gold medalist should stick around for a bit longer. But the opportunity to train alongside world heavyweight title contender David Haye and to be trained by Hayemaker boss Adam Booth proved just too good an opportunity to miss. On March 28th, Price will make his pro debut in his hometown. But first, he's had little more than 2 months to switch his style to suit the paid code. Step forward, former Salisbury ABC coach Franny Smith, Price's mentor from his early days collecting national titles, and the man the GB skipper has turned to develop him into $1 million puncher.
Since he started, his adaptation to the pro style has come quick. You know, from the stand-up sword fencing amateur style, he's settled right down. His footwork, he's not bouncing around like a flyweight no more. He's got the top half of his body moving a lot more. He's defending with his hands, and he's throwing a lot more power shots now. Especially the left hook to the body's come on really well. It's a punch he hasn't thrown for quite a few years now, since his early amateur days. When he went with England, he stopped throwing left hook. But now it's come back. His combination punching is getting harder and harder every training session. So really excited for the 28th of March.
Don't give the game away.
The old Liverpool stadiums of the past were a haven for all Scouse power battles as city rivals went head-to-head to be cock of Merseyside at their weight division. By far the most magnificent contest to be staged in Liverpool since the stadium era was the Narc in the Park, the world title tussle between Shane Erie and Andy Holligan in 1988. It was staged in a marquee between the football stadiums in Stanley Park. So it's only fitting that the first show at the new arena would feature a pair of city rivals going head-to-head. Light middleweight Joe McNally will collide with danger puncher Graham Delahide on March 28th in a six-rounder that will have the home crowd on the edge of their seats. McNally is undefeated in 6 starts and captured the imagination while halting Lester Walsh in 3 on David Haye's Big O2 Arena undercard in November. But the slick southpaw knows he'll have to be bang on his game next month, as big punching Dell has the power to turn any fight on its head. Next time in the countdown to the beatdown, Matthews talks of future opponents, Watson responds to Gethin's trash talk, and McNally finds inspiration on his own doorstep.